Steppin Out is sponsored by Zone Delivery USA. Fresh, healthy meals delivered to your door. For more information, go to zonedeliveryusa.com. Hover.com. Go to gfq.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. And by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook by going to audiblepodcast.com/GFQ.
A magazine called Steppin Out.
Steppin Out magazine. That's Steppin Out magazine. Huge crowd roar for Steppin Out and Stepping Out magazine.
Tell us, viewers, what do you think of this weirdness? It's maddening, isn't it? I'm everywhere. She's holding his action.
Andrew, we still on the air? And you're listening to Stepping Out of the Tabloids with myself, Chauncey Hayden, my beautiful co-host, Anju McIntyre.
Hey, world.
We're here live from the Sapphire Club in New York City talking to the one, the only Harlem Globetrotters.
Hey, world. Hey, world.
How you doing?
Unbelievable, guys. So excited to have you here.
Thanks for
Wow,
having us.
what legends.
Okay, and that's the end of the interview. We're on
Okay,
to other
goodbye.
things.
Oh,
And
well.
now, who's fucking Tiger Woods right now? That's what we want to know.
No, guys, everybody shoot out of here. No, guys, we're so excited to have you here. We really are. We really never get guests because nobody has the guts to come in here and sit with us.
Yeah, we
So
don't get talented guests here. We
Oh,
usually
yeah?
get like whoever's fucking Tiger Woods.
I-
Is anybody, by the way? Anybody?
Guy, I have to apologize for my co-host.
I
all
know.
good.
There's a lot of apologies.
It's
No,
all good.
it's you guys are legends.
Absolutely.
Real legends. It's amazing to have you here. I'm with Scooter and Buckets, right?
Yes.
Which one is Scooter? Which
Right
one is
here.
Bucket?
Scooter.
Scooter?
Bucket.
Scooter.
And buckets.
Bucket Scooter.
Buckets.
There you go.
So many questions about the Globetrotters. I want to
Yes.
ask you about the history of the Globetrotters.
Yes.
I want to ask you about what you guys are doing now. I want to ask you guys why you're not playing in the NBA.
Ask us.
What did you do
Yeah.
wrong?
What do we do right?
We also want to
Right,
ask
there
you,
you
are you
go.
going to have any ladies that are going to be basketball wives that are going to be on the show talking about you and wanting to take your money and
The
stuff?
NBA wives.
I think it's,
Uh,
I think it's a different league we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah. You know what? Get to
No.
the questions and we'll fill you in.
All right.
How about
Absolutely.
that?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the history of the Globetrotters, which is
Yes.
absolutely amazing. 1926.
Yes.
Yeah.
1926. That's a
85 years.
long time.
85
Yeah.
years.
Long time.
You were born a couple months later.
I was born just about that
Yeah,
time.
you look
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Oil
that's
Valet.
pretty good.
Oil
And-
of Olay.
And what I found interesting was that they began in Chicago.
Yes.
You would think the Harlem Globetrotters would have begun in Harlem.
Well, let me break that down for
Tell
you.
me,
This is
please.
Buckets talking, by the way.
Tell me about
Hey,
this.
Buckets.
Globetrotters started in 1926 in Chicago, Illinois,
Right.
and the name Harlem was synonymous with African Americans in the late 20s, early 30s
Right.
because
Sure.
of the African American Renaissance going on in Harlem, New York. That's when
Absolutely.
the black arts and entertainment started. And Abe Saperstein, the promoter for the Trotters at that time, wanted everyone to know it was an all African American team. So that's why he called them Harlem. But blacks were not allowed to play in white-only leagues in the late 20s,
Right.
early 30s. So he's seen these 5 African-American guys playing basketball in the Savoy Ballroom in downtown Chicago and propositioned them to go around barnstorming. And that meant playing anyone who wanted to play them for money.
You know your history.
Do
Is,
I?
now, is it part of, when you're on the Globetrotters, are you required to know the history of the Globetrotters? Or you're just, it's such an honor to be on the Globetrotters that you just read all about it and just learn about it because it's just so interesting.
Exactly. You know, you don't have to know about it, but it would help you to start to learn after you get on the team.
Right.
Because I didn't realize what I was a part of until I learned the history. You know,
Really?
you just thought that you're on this team that the whole world loves, but you don't know why the whole world loves this team.
And plus, you can appreciate it now, knowing that you know the history about it,
Right.
knowing what they paved the way for us to be here today.
I got to tell you, it's an honor really to have you guys because
Certainly.
I'm 51 years old. Okay, I know I look good for my age. You don't have to say it; I'll say it for you. But I grew up as a little boy. There was nothing bigger for me than the Harlem Globetrotters. I remember
Yes.
watching it on, and in those days there were like 5 channels on TV. I mean, you had
Yeah.
channel 2, 5, 7, 11. I mean, that was it. There was no cable, and the Globetrotters would be on primetime TV, and it was a big deal
Yeah, it
to
was.
see them playing and to see Meadowlark Lemon,
Yes.
Curly McNeil,
Curly
Neal,
Neal.
Curly
Yeah, there
Neal,
you
Curly
go.
Neal. I'm sorry,
A little hungry over there.
Curly. You know, I'm an Irish guy. Everybody's McNeil to me. Everybody has a Mick at the end.
You're Jamaican. Don't forget.
I'm a little Jamaican. I am a little Jamaican.
Rude boy.
My grandmother would say, "Eat your vegetables, man." I'm a little Jamaican. I am, and it was such a huge deal. And today, it's a new group of guys.
Yes.
I mean, you don't see those same guys that were legends in the 60s and 70s that I grew up with.
Yes.
But you guys are still going strong. You've carried
the torch,
the honor, the reins very well for the team.
Thank you.
You really have.
Well, you know, like Curly Neal's still involved with us. He does a lot of PR, radio, TV, visit schools and hospitals, things of that nature. And you know, it made us feel pretty good for Curly Neal to come to training camp and tell us the Globetrotters of this era are bigger, faster, and stronger. It's not because it's not that they weren't for their time. It was just the fact that now we have trainers. You got shoes that are made for basketball, like they had the Chuck Taylors and things of that nature. But we have weight programs, diet programs, all of that stuff. So that's why we're bigger, faster, and stronger. But one thing he mentioned is that the ball handling with the basketball has evolved to where guys are doing things with the basketball that they didn't do in the past.
That's what I was going to ask you
next.
next.
Are some of the old timers, do they have a chip on their shoulder? Do they feel like the younger guys are making more money and just have more clout and more fame and status?
I don't think Curly Neal's he's always encouraged us, and he said, "Man, you guys are way better at handling that ball than we were." But we looking at them saying like, "Good, well, you guys paved the way. We getting all our laughs and our smiles from you guys, knowing how to be a Globetrotter." So it kind of goes hand in hand.
Did you watch those guys? Did you see videotapes, films from those guys?
What? I tell you what, the first time I've ever seen the Globetrotters as a kid was Curly Neal on Scooby-Doo.
I was going to say Scooby-Doo, yeah.
Where are you?
Well, in the 70s, they had a morning cartoon that every kid wathed.
Right.
The Globetrotters cartoon in the early 70s was huge. They did another one in the late 70s that wasn't as good. The original early 70s Globetrotters cartoon on Saturday mornings, everybody watched. You watched the Osmonds, the Jackson Five.
The Jackson Five.
And then you watched the Globetrotters.
Yes.
That's what came on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
World of Sports.
Why World of Sports, the Globetrotters were a big part of that, right?
Why World of Sports for sure. That's why I actually seen the Globetrotters when I was 5 years old at the old Coliseum in downtown Phoenix.
So you remember that first time you saw the Globetrotters as a kid?
Yes, I did. It was amazing, You
see Meadowlark?
Yep. Curly.
Yeah.
And and I think it's cool. It's a small world being that you're from Maryvale.
Absolutely.
I grew up in the projects in Phoenix, and then we moved to the Maryvale area before I went to Charlotte
all
Brown.
right.
But that was then.
And then you had to learn Spanish when you came
By
to
the way,
Maryville?
Un poquito. Me habla español.
Well, let me just clarify. Anju was bonding with Buckets. I want to say it right. Buckets before the start of the show because they grew up a mile apart. Their schools
We're so
are a mile
tight.
apart.
So
So
tight.
you guys
Small
had a
world.
connection right before the show started.
There you go.
Maryville.
It was here. It was here.
It was.
It locked in.
There,
lovely
and a little here,
Maryville.
too.
But guys, on a serious note, tell me how you feel about this because this is what I was reading all about. And believe me, I grew up as a fan, but reading about the history, which I did before the start of the show, was really interesting to me. I didn't know that the Globetrotters, like in the 60s and even earlier back in the 40s and 30s, were considered by the black community to be like Uncle Toms. Like there were people who in the black race who thought what they were doing went against the civil rights movement of the 60s. They didn't think it was necessarily a good thing. What do you guys think about that?
Well, when the Globetrotters started, it was strictly basketball.
Right.
And when the antics, so to speak, when that started, I
Right.
think that's what some people were referring to.
Right,
but the
right.
reason why that started is because we were losing our crowds. The Globetrotters were winning by such huge margins that the crowds would leave. And then so the players would start doing fancy things with the basketball, things that were
That
unheard
these
of.
white guys were not doing.
Things that were unheard of, like instead of moving the ball around to 5 players, they would let Marcus Haynes make the other whole defense look silly by dribbling around them. So the crowd started to love it, and you can't really stop doing something that's really working for you. And actually, it was it was actually bringing people together as opposed to separating people, because the Globetrotters used to play for an all-white crowd at a certain time of the day and then an all-black crowd later. Eventually,
it's amazing.
Whites on one side, blacks on the other, and now it's all integrated. You know, so the Globetrotters were actually bringing people together and not separating people. So they had the wrong, idea about the Trotters.
And I think also what helped that, though, we back then in 1948 they played the Minneapolis Lakers and beat them twice, in 48 and 49. So I think at that time people can see that, okay, they can kind of be on the court at the same time, and what I mean? And people can kind of see that. So
that had to be a big deal back then too. I'm sure it was.
Sure.
No. But it was a debate, the all-white Minneapolis Lakers and the all-black Harlem Globetrotters, who were really the world champions, because they were both winning games by huge margins. And so they had a world championship in 48 and 49, and that led to Nat Sweetwater Clifton. After the Globetrotters beat them, Nat Sweetwater Clifton in 1950 was the first African-American to sign an NBA contract with the New York Knicks, by the way.
Wow.
And that opened the floodgates for, now you got your Yao Mings from China, Eduardo Nahara from Mexico, Carlos Arroyo from Puerto Rico, Steve Nash, Canada. So that opened the floodgates for all nationalities to be able to play professional basketball. For sure.
Wow.
And also, in the early days, you guys were considered a serious basketball team. You played exhibition matches because you couldn't play in the NBA.
Exactly.
But
we started 20 years before the NBA.
Right. And the games that you played, you were playing to really win. It wasn't to be a show. Wasn't to be clowning around. You guys played to win the match, win the game.
Definitely.
In the early days.
Okay, when the NBA first started, the Globetrotters had already been around, and the NBA couldn't really sell tickets. So they would have to book a Globetrotter game first, and then
just to get people in the building.
Exactly. And then when the Globetrotter game was over, they'd stay for the NBA game. So if you really look at the history, you'll see some of that as well. I mean, it's and actually Globetrotters introduced the game of basketball to places around the world that didn't have any electricity, any running water, things of that nature.
Something like 118 countries?
120.
120 countries.
Yes.
It's close.
Yeah, that was very.
You're gonna call me out on that. I said 118. You're gonna bring me down. You can just let that slide.
I should have said plus 2.
You said between 119 and 121. That's what you said.
It is incredible. What I didn't know is that Will Chamberlain played for you
guys. Connie Hawkins.
What a legend.
Connie Hawkins, Magic Johnson.
Wow. Globetrotters.
It's a lot of fun.
Moon right now.
Cavaliers. Here's a question for you guys. Obviously, what you do is a great thing.
Yes.
You bring togetherness. The motto behind the Globetrotters is love, bringing people together, sportsmanship.
Unification.
Everything good. Everything good. You grew up next to her, by the way.
UNITY. Is that what you're going to say? Okay.
That's a unit.
Absolutely.
It's about togetherness and all that's good. Great thing. But you guys, your dream had to be NBA players, wasn't it? In college, isn't that what you wanted?
You want to go first?
I can go.
Because I'm sure you get this question all the time.
I mean,
the time.
Yeah.
I mean, every kid wants to be a professional basketball player. I mean, my goal was just to see how far I could take the game of basketball. If it was overseas, it was good. If it was NBA, it was good.
Right.
And with my situation, I didn't know I got blessed to be in the position I was in to even get looked at. So anything that
What college did you go?
I went to University of Montana, Big Sky Conference. And before the Globetrotters, I was a video coordinator and a practice player for the Phoenix Suns team. And by me working out and practicing with those guys, the Globetrotter scouts came to the one of the pickup games and saw, hey, who's this kid running around, jumping, shooting, making these shots? Oh, that's our video coordinator. He just helps us out. He can play. Brought me to the camp. 6 years later, been with the team. So I just happened to be the right place, right time.
Perfect.
And I just been blessed to. I mean, so I'm living my dream. Are
you good enough now to play? Do you think you could play in the NBA right now?
Yes, I can. I think everybody can on our team. Easy.
Yeah. So my story is a little bit different than his, but I always wanted to be a professional athlete.
Yeah.
I just got inducted into Trevor Brown's High School Hall of Fame, by the way.
What?
in the Maryville area. But I lettered in track and field. I lettered in basketball and football as well. And I had a scholarship for all 3 sports. And to be honest with you, and this is what I tell everybody, I only chose basketball because it was indoors. It was hot at track practice.
Yeah, if you go to Trevor Brown, you know about that.
It was crazy hot at football practice.
What was your event in track?
I ran the 400 and then a triple jump. And
what was your best
long
time in
jump.
the 400?
48. a consistent 40. I ran a
You're like an
47.
Olympian.
I'm nice. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? I'm like a little sea biscuit,
40,
baby.
yeah.
I was
40. That's the hardest.
Yeah.
You know that's the hardest race in track and field.
Yeah,
There's no
400,
harder.
the 400.
Nothing harder than the 400 meter. When I was a kid, it was the 440.
Yeah,
They call-
440.
that's
Yeah,
all
so
they
they
call
took
the 440.
They took 40 off
It
of
was
it.
yards then. It was yards then.
Oh, it was yards. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was probably the same.
I might know my best time was 55 seconds.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have made the track team.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You know, and I never in 55 seconds you never lost. For a white kid, you know what I mean?
That's not bad.
Like for a
55
white
seconds.
kid to run,
For what?
Yeah,
For a kid like me?
half Irish, half Jamaican.
half Jamaican.
Yeah, that's a good time.
It's not a bit,
Yeah.
right? For a half Irish, half Jamaican kid,
Yeah,
55
yeah.
seconds.
You did
No,
all
I
right.
ran. No, my race was the 880. I
Okay.
ran 2 minutes was my fastest. That's not bad, right?
That's good.
2
Yeah,
minutes?
that's good.
I mean,
That's
you-
good.
I mean, you're not
He's moving.
going to the Olympics,
You
but
moving?
You're so
Yeah.
speedy.
Yeah, but
That's his,
but a guy
that's his
like
name,
you, I mean,
Speedy.
you're like an Olympic athlete. Like that's incredible.
no,
48 seconds.
I loved it. I had a lot of fun. But I went down several basketball avenues after college. I played in the CBA, played in the NBA Developmental League, and I played in Europe before I became a trotter. But when I got here, it's almost like when you get to the trotters, you kind of see your teammates and
Right.
like everybody's on the same page. And you get to meet their families. Like when Scooter's with his parents or whatever, he's kind of like the funny one in the family.
Right.
And I'm the funny one in my family and so on. So all of us kind of have this little bond,
Something in
you know,
common.
and then it's like our scouts do a great job of finding guys who meet 3 criteria: great basketball players, great athletes,
Right.
and great people who have that charisma.
Right, you can't have a
You
bad
can't-
apple.
you can't be a Harlem Globetrotter and be like a jerk and
Dennis
no
Rodman.
personality.
Dennis
and like
Rodman.
no-
Exactly.
Dennis Rodman never could have been a Globetrotter. Am I right?
But Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Mike Bibby,
Yeah.
Shaq.
Can you have white
Shaq-
guys
Shaq,
on the trotters?
Dwight.
Yeah, we had a guy named Seth Hot and Fresh Franco. He was from New York.
Really?
Yeah, yep.
Is that the only white guy you ever had?
Nope. Bob Karstens, Abe Saperstein.
Any white
actually,
Jamaicans?
no, I don't know about all of that. I know Abe Saperstein suited up a few times.
Did
when
he?
some
He could
players
play?
got sick back in the day. I don't know if he really played
We've
that
We
good,
also
but
had 8 women play for
Yes.
the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, really? Tell me all about that.
Yeah.
Tell me about the lady
well,
trotters.
Well, let me tell you a little something.
oh,
okay.
no. That's
So,
what I want to hear.
We had the first woman to play for the Globetrotters was a lady by the name of Lynette Woodard in 1985. She was an Olympic gold medalist in the U.S. Women's Olympic basketball team. She was a Kansas Jayhawk. She was a college All-American. And I
Whoa.
believe she was an academic All-American as well.
Yes, she
Well, she
was.
went to training camp and beat out several guys for her spot on the team.
Go,
Really?
girl.
And
That's
we've
the
had
way.
That's got to be the worst. If you're
8
trying to
months.
make the trotters and a girl beat you out.
but not it ain't a girl. It's a woman that won a gold medal.
An Olympic.
that can
Yeah.
dribble
I don't
and
care
shoot the
what-
basketball.
You're a college athlete. You're the top of your class, and a girl beat you out. There's no
in
coming
your
back from that.
face.
There's no
In your
coming back from that.
face. Mhm.
Well, I mean, I
What
don't
would
know.
you
I
do?
don't know what they were doing, and the guys did after she beat them out for
They
that spot.
cried. They
I
cried.
don't
and
know. That
then
was 1985.
Went
I
to
was
like,
I was 9.
A woman athlete beat you. A woman athlete beat you out. What do you do when you go home? It would be devastating. It would be absolutely devastating.
Well, you
Come
know
on,
what?
man. You can't cry over spilled milk.
Reggie Miller's sister used to beat him every day, but
And-
look at him.
Really?
Exactly.
That's right. Oh, she's
Yeah,
good. That's
yeah.
right.
There
She was
you
a
go.
girl.
So it
See,
all-
there you
See?
go.
You can make it work for you.
See, that's why Scooter's so cool. You know, he can make. He got great analogies to, kind of fight
Tell
it.
me,
Fight
tell me when
against
the women defeat you, what do you do? That's it.
All right.
That's it.
Here we go. This is amazing to me. You have honorary trotters.
Yes.
Henry Kissinger, is that right?
Yep.
What?
Henry Kissinger.
Tell me about this.
And how's that happen?
Yeah, how does Henry Kissinger become a Harlem
Well, this is
Globetrotter?
before me and Scooter were on the team, so there's a lot of honorary
Bob
Globetrotters. Bob Hope. Yep. He has a jersey.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg has a
Yes.
jersey.
Who else? Come on.
We got Bill
Come on,
Cosby.
You did your
Bill Cosby.
The
research.
Pope. The
Bill
Pope.
The Pope is an honorary
The
trotter.
Pope.
Yes.
Now, if you have to play, you got to shoot a shot.
Wow.
If you to be an honorary trotter, you got to shoot a shot to at least be on the team. Like you got to
What do you-
shoot a shot.
Shoot a shot to be on the team.
Yeah.
This is basketball. What you mean? They know we can score already.
They's be professionals. Yes.
Jesse Jackson,
Yep.
Yeah.
Bill
Yeah.
Cosby,
Bill Cosby, yeah.
Chauncey Hayden.
Yep.
When did that happen?
Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Yep.
Uh huh.
Yep.
Right after Chauncey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
No,
So-
what does it take? What does it take to be an honorary member? Like, what do you guys?
An
look for?
honorary member? Oh, that's what you're saying. Do you have to shoot a shot to be an honorary member?
What did you think I meant?
Do I just have to give you a lot of money?
I thought you were like saying to try out for the team.
No. I mean, just
well,
to be officially, you know.
To be an honorary.
I think it's people who've have been ambassadors to the world, and if you kind of look at the people the names that you just read off, they all brought something positive to the world.
Okay.
So that's pretty much how it works, and we do a lot of stuff. We're known as ambassadors of goodwill. We donate.
You guys are. You're totally full of right energy and totally correct about
is
it.
the energy not flowing right now?
Absolutely. I'm feeling
Okay.
it here. Like, I want to touch your basketball. Is that okay? Wow.
Let's give y'all a little something. Now that's positive
incredible.
energy.
So that's incredible to me.
Vow,
Anyway,
vow.
Yeah.
When I was a little boy, I would do that in my room for
I'm gonna land
hours.
on-
For
Yeah.
the longest I ever did it for was like
Can
a
you
tenth
do
of a
it?
second. A tenth of a second.
Can you do that?
No, I tried for you. Look at these fingers. Look at the size.
Can you
right
show
here.
Chauncey how to do
Just
that?
put one finger up and turn. There you
He's
go.
good with his middle finger. You want to?
There we go.
All right, here we go. Oh, what is this? A trick ball?
Oh,
that's a trick finger.
Sweet Georgia.
That's a good.
Yeah, that's a trick finger. It's not
Wow,
a trick
that
ball.
was impressive.
That was pretty impressive. We're gonna have you guys do some tricks.
Okay.
No
But
problem.
Before we do that, I have more questions. Right? We want to get a couple more questions in before we
Yeah,
guys.
get
do
some
some
questions
Absolutely.
in because I got
Because
some
I do-
stuff I
because I'm
want to tell
telling
you too.
Do you want to ask me? You want to ask me some stuff first?
No,
Then-
I got
Ask
stuff
him
I want to
something.
tell you. Yeah, I'm.
By the way, let me just say this: you guys are performing in the New York area and
Yes.
New Jersey. All right, I got the list right here. February 18th through the 21st, Madison Square Garden, Izard Center,
Oh,
Nassau
must see,
Coliseum. Right, February 18th at the Garden. Right.
Yes.
February 19th at the Izard Center.
2 games.
And that night,
Tell them the time.
I'm going to tell you. Do I tell you how to play basketball? Do I go to the court and tell you when to shoot the ball?
I don't know how much time we have, so I was just trying to get you to get that out there real
How
quick.
many
We
people
selling
are
tickets,
like,
baby.
look at that.
All right.
Buckets.
I know.
Okay.
But no, I'm waiting for you to interrupt. Now I'm
Coming-
nervous because now
coming
I think you
soon
can
to a
interrupt
theater
me.
near
Buckets.
you.
Okay, watch this.
February 19th. It's a Saturday, 1 p.m. at the Izard Center, and then at that night at 7:30, Buckets at Madison Square Garden. Sunday, February 20th at Nassau Coliseum, 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Monday, February 21st, back at the Izard Center at 1 p.m. and that's President's Day. Good job.
I so celebrate
Did I
President's
do a good
Day.
publicist?
You
She's
did.
looking
You
at
were
back there.
great.
She's like, I got to get these guys out of here. I just don't know how to do it. I just don't know how to get them out.
Do your
No.
best Harlem Globetrotter pose if he did a good job. Be like, woo.
No. I did have more questions. Oh, I know I want to ask you. Players today,
Yes.
who would make the team? Like, say LeBron. Would he make the team?
Why wouldn't he?
He could be a Globetrotter.
Yes. He
Just
could be a
because you can
Globetrotter.
play in the NBA doesn't mean that you can
Well,
play.
what are some?
You're right.
What
You're
are
right.
some prerequisites
Yeah.
to be the
Well-
ultimate Harlem Globetrotter?
Well, it's that like the 3 criteria I mentioned earlier.
Right.
You got to be a great player, you got to be a great athlete, and you got to be a great person. One thing about our scouts and our organization, they do a great job of doing background checks to make sure they got guys on the team that can carry that torch that was lit so long ago, because we've touched so many lives, and made so many people smile. 130 million fans in our 85
It
year
is
history.
incredible. But I'm going to ask you something, and just blink your left eye if I'm right. Kobe. Blink. Blink means no. Blink the left eye means no. Blink the right eye means yes.
I gotta take my hat off to the guy. I mean, he's a great player.
He's tough.
But he couldn't be a trotter. I mean, he couldn't. Could he?
You
I
never
don't-
know.
you know,
Can you
it's-
have too many sex scandals as a Harlem Globetrotter? Would that be kind of like no?
You can't have any. These guys, no, you can't have. You can't
Like
have
if
any.
you have
No,
like basketball wives that are gold
They-
diggers and they're like sleeping with everyone,
No.
that wouldn't work,
No.
right?
No. These
Well,
guys are
you
so.
know what?
These guys
This
are
is
so
the
squeaky
only.
clean.
These are the only games that you would see children, parents, and grandparents.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You wouldn't see that.
All different ages.
Yeah.
Do they even serve alcohol at your games?
I don't think so.
I don't even think they do.
No,
No, these guys-
But you
these
can
guys
get
are-
you can get some cotton candy though.
Yummy.
At least you got excited.
All right, wait. Let's do this. Let's take a break.
Okay.
Let's go out. What's the song? The theme song?
Sweet Georgia Brown,
Sweet Georgia
baby.
Brown.
Oh, we should have made that a contest to see if anyone actually knew the name.
We had a
of
girl.
that.
We had a girl that wanted to be here tonight that can whistle that so perfectly.
Really?
Oh,
she,
yeah.
she did it for us last week because
She sucks nuts.
But,
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know her.
what is wrong with you? No, she's not here, so we're disappointed because I wanted to impress you guys.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're impressing you tonight. I don't know.
No, we
Are you having a good
Chaunce
time?
juggles.
Are you impressed with my knowledge of the Globetrotters?
Yeah, very.
I
It's
didn't even
great-
tell
great
you know I
questions.
did my
I mean-
homework.
Wow.
Like I'm
Yeah.
not messing around. I actually look
Wow.
at this notebook. Like I have
Yeah,
tons of questions.
you'd be surprised how
He can
you know,
write.
some places we show up and they didn't do their homework.
How insulting is it when you guys show up someplace and they don't even know what you guys are or what you do? Like,
Well,
right?
that just gives me more room to talk.
See,
Perfect.
we don't let you guys talk on this show. We just want you to listen to us and
Okay.
blink your eyes when we ask a difficult question.
The left one.
Do we have the theme?
What if my left eyelid was?
We have audio. So let's take a commercial break, but let's go out on the theme. And then
Absolutely.
take a commercial. And I've set these
Nice.
guys up to do some tricks
Nice.
right after this break.
4 times the fun.
Hello.
I got to complain
Hi,
with
guys.
Scott. This is my problem with Scott. When I say play the song for the theme, you got to tell me if we don't have the song because we look so dumb when I say, okay, we're going to go out to the theme.
Here's the song.
Play the song now. It's right.
Play the song. How can I say play? There we go. Thank you. Is that so hard? Was that so hard?
I'm not coming back. You know that, right?
You're not allowed back next week. There we go.
Oh, here we go.
You got to have the song. There we go. All right, guys. We're here with the Harlem Globetrotters, Buckets and
Oh,
Scooter.
yes.
The incredible Buckets and Scooter.
Unbelievable. Harlem Globetrotters.
You
with
guys
their
are going to
rhythm
do
and
some
skill.
tricks, some of the things we're going to see this coming weekend, right?
The Harlem
Harlem
Globetrotters.
Globetrotters. And now, you guys own a record, the world record for the longest spin on your finger. Is that what I hear? You can do that? Is that the world record?
Oh my good. Okay, so we're gonna try to do that
So-
here then at Steppin' Out of the Tabloids.
All right, so are you going to try and break a world record tonight? Can you try and break a world record?
Oh,
got a clock?
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
do we have a clock? Can we
Let's
time
grab
this?
a phone. Does somebody have an iTouch?
We do.
Okay.
All right, do whatever you guys got to do. We got it on film.
Here we have
Yeah,
the
we're ready. We're ready.
original Harlem Globetrotters people.
There we go.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Now, if that ball hits me in the nose, I'm going to sue.
Oh, there it goes. Nice and slick. Here we go. Wow. You don't see moves like this on Soul Train, I'll tell you that much. Look at that skill. Chauncey, you can do that,
Yeah,
right?
I can do that.
You can do, yeah, come on. You got that.
When are you guys going to
There you
show
go.
us something? Come on.
Wow, look at the rhythm.
Right now, Meadowlark Lemon's laughing at you guys. He's saying, that's what you got? Curly
What
Neal's
skill?
laughing.
We got the original Harlem Globetrotters here, folks. Real Harlem Globetrotters on Steppin' Out of the Tabloids.
Oh,
That's
that
right.
was good. That was good.
Oh, wow. He is stepping right out of the tabloids with that. Woo!
That was impressive.
Beautiful.
That-
Beautiful.
This is Scooter.
What?
Scooter, everybody. That's all right.
Wow. Oh, look it.
That's
under.
amazing.
Wow.
Let's play the theme again. Keep playing the theme. This is
Can
good.
we get the theme? Oh, here we go.
There we go. Oh, look at that.
There you go.
See, I got a bald head too. I think I can do that. Oh, look at
Oh, wow. Look at
that's-
that.
this. That's amazing.
Oh, yes.
That was impressive.
Oh, they didn't do anything.
Oh,
They didn't do
when are you
anything.
gonna do something?
Come on, get up there, Chauncey. Get up
Okay,
there.
now you guys are warmed up. Let's see you do something.
Oh, here we go. Here's the contest.
Here we go.
Oh, wow. He's got the whole world in his hands. Goodness.
Can you do that all day?
that
Can you
fast.
literally do that all day? Why is that hard for me to do? Like, why can't I do
You
that?
can do that. Where can you balance that, Chauncey? Where would you balance that? Right there. Perfect. Where can you balance that? Chauncey's going to do that in a second, guys.
I can do that.
Chauncey's going to do that.
I can do that.
Get out there, Chauncey. Okay, here you go. Okay, you guys, here we go. This is the master plan right here. We got ultimate white Chauncey, Jamaican, Jafakin. Oh, goodness. Does somebody have a ball that they can balance on his head? I hope so. Here he goes. It's right between the legs. Good job. Oh, wow, 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 wowie, wowie. Wow, you have a big head there, Chauncey. Wow, he's slick. He is slick. The Trotters will be calling soon, folks. Everybody that's watching us online, please let us know. Do you think Chauncey can be the next Harlem Globetrotter? He has that basketball right up his ass. I want to know if that's where the Globetrotters put it. Oh, slick move, slick move. You see Chauncey has the moves there. Guys, what do you think? Can Chauncey be a Harlem Globetrotter with those moves?
Come on, that was good.
Okay, can he be a Jersey Globetrotter? Can he be a, like...
For the Washington Generals.
Can I play for the Knicks?
Can he...
Get the stuffs off the floor.
Can
You know what? I've never been this tired in my life.
He's really worked out.
No, I'm seriously having a heart attack.
Okay, can somebody get some water for Chauncey, please?
How do you guys do that and run around?
What
Contrary to
skill?
popular belief,
Wow.
we do not whistle and play at the same time.
Okay, but you can prove that you can, though, right now, right?
We don't whistle and play at the same time.
I'm literally out of
What?
breath from spinning a ball on my head.
I could.
You didn't spin the ball.
Oh, right. I'm literally out of breath from trying to spin a ball on my head.
There you go.
He's out of breath from standing up.
No, seriously, guys. World record attempt. We can do this.
He just did 9 seconds.
What's the world? No, but what is the world record? So you just broke the world record?
I started the world record in 2009. I broke my own record last year in Dallas in 2010.
Which was 7 seconds?
Like 6 years.
So you just counted a 9, and that was the world record.
Right here on Stepping Out of the Tabloids, guys.
No, because I had a headset on. I couldn't hear you count. You were counting?
Yeah, I was counting.
Yeah, they were counting, and they were
we have it on
like,
tape, Scott, right? So we can send that to the Guinness Book of World Records.
right here.
They have to be present.
Oh, they got to be here?
Yeah, they got to be present.
Bull. Really?
Okay,
They
so
have
we
to
have
be
to make
present.
this
We have a
appointment
camera,
then.
we have witnesses, and if they're not here, they're not going to give you credit for the world
Man,
record.
F them. F the Guinness Book of World
that's
Records.
bull.
Hey, I'm in the book. Come on now.
Okay, well we have to get them up in here so we can like really do this then.
All right, guys. Have a seat.
Fantastic.
We gotta-
Unbelievable.
Sit down, because before we let you go, I want to talk about the 4-point shot.
Yes.
You have the
Let's talk
Harlem
about that.
Globetrotters here,
That was,
guys.
by the way,
real
guys, that
Harlem
was amazing.
Globetrotters.
That was
Thank you
really
very
good.
much. We
It
appreciate
really
it.
was good.
Unbelievable. And
Until
stepping
you
out of the
try and do it,
tabloids.
you don't realize how hard it is.
Yep.
You can't do it. Like, it's hard to do. I mean, seriously, even when you played in college, could you do that?
I knew how to spin the ball on my finger, and that was it until I got to the team.
And what, do they teach you how to do on a team? Like, there's a guy that teaches you tricks?
I mean,
Not-
you see a trick that you like, then you ask them if you how to do it. Then then you just gotta. If it's something you're passionate about, of course you're gonna learn it. And it
Yeah.
wasn't. We didn't think of it as work. It was fun. So
Okay.
and when it's fun, it kind of comes faster.
You guys have the greatest job. You get paid to do that, which is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine having that life where, I guess you can imagine.
They can imagine it. They're living it.
You travel the world.
Yes,
People
sir.
adore you. You sign autographs.
Take pictures.
You're loved by everybody, and you get paid to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just it's surreal sometimes,
Yeah.
because I've been to 57 countries. I'm on my second passport.
Wow.
Where's the
And,
worst place? Where's the place you don't want to go back to? Like, where you really want comfortable?
We're always the home team everywhere we go. So
Exactly.
I haven't been to a place that I didn't enjoy.
Exactly.
Here's a
That's-
fun
that's
fact.
true.
Here's a
That's very true.
Harlem Globetrotter fun fact, Anju. You didn't know this, I bet.
I don't.
The Harlem Globetrotters didn't play their first game in Harlem until the 60s. Was it 68? 1968? They didn't play a
The
game in
60s.
Harlem until the 60s.
Well, where were you guys before that then?
All over the rest of the
Isn't
world.
that incredible? 68.
Yeah, no.
1968 was when they played their first game in Harlem. The Harlem
what-
Globetrotters.
What
Yeah.
was that performance like? The first time you were in Harlem?
I'm gonna have to holler at Curly Neal about that.
Yeah.
And
'cause we
Metal
weren't
Lark.
there yet.
Why?
We weren't born. That's why.
So, but isn't that crazy?
I thought you guys are like aficionados of the Globetrotters. I figured you knew.
Yeah, well, it's Curly Neal and Metal Lark. I think the only two that we don't communicate with Metal Lark because he's doing his own thing. Curly's still with us. He's given us so much positive encouragement that he never talks about that. You know what I mean?
Wait, you said you don't communicate with Meadowlark.
Yeah, is there a
Why is
problem?
that something like going
No,
sour, or is
not
that
at
like
all.
okay?
He just is.
You can
He's
tell
he's
somebody's
retired. He's retired. He's in his 70s. He's like, I'm chilling right now. He's probably played 8,000 games. Now,
Wow.
Curly's played 6,000, and Meadowlark played before him. So we just don't talk to Meadowlark anymore. But he lives in Scottsdale.
Oh,
So
he's
no
living
wonder.
nice. He's fine. He ain't worried about it.
Exactly.
22
Scottsdale, he's fine, you guys.
22,000 wins. Am I right?
Oh, close to 25,000.
Yeah.
Why you got to do that to me?
But
Why?
I mean, you got your fun facts in front of you, but they're not fun if you're not telling them right. You know what I mean?
You just go along with it, and after the show,
The
not
truth
embarrass
is the
me,
fun.
and just say, by the way, I didn't want to say it on the air and make it look bad, but it's really 25,000.
Okay, how many losses?
Okay, how about this?
350.
When,
345.
When was the
Man,
last-
I can't let you add to the losses. So I really
Was
got
that? Are you seriously 345?
345.
Wow, so not too bad.
Totally
Not too
just
bad.
guessed.
Yeah.
That's
You just
amazing.
so pulled that out of your ass, and it wasn't so bad. You did a good job.
71%.
0.984.
Oh, all right.
98%.
When you guys lose, do you lose for
You
real?
did that in your head right now?
No, I look.
when was the last time
Oh,
we
I
lost?
was about to
How
say,
that?
man, I got
Last time you what?
I need to do my
Scott
taxes.
We
knows.
lost the game.
The last time you lost
What
a
year?
game?
What year?
I can't look at my note. I want to look at my. The last
To
time
the
you
Washington
lost,
Generals.
No,
Last time,
2006. 2006.
Never.
2006, the last time we lost to the Washington Generals?
Washington.
No, not the Washington Generals. I don't know. How would I know that? How would anybody know that? Like,
I can tell you.
I
tell
can
me.
tell you.
Okay, now you have permission to correct me. Go ahead.
1971.
1971
See,
was the
I
last.
didn't even have to say it. 1971.
Ah,
But we
the
weren't
70s
born.
are breaking.
We weren't born, so
yet.
we couldn't tell you how
Had-
that transpired. All Curly Neal and Geese
See,
Ogden told
that
me
was
is
like
that
an
they scored.
age plick.
So
more
have you
points than us.
ever lost a game? You guys, you two guys, have you ever lost a game as a trotter?
I haven't. No.
Nope.
Do you play to win, or is that, everybody
Do-
thinks when I was a kid, it's always set up. Like, isn't it set up like
Do
wrestling?
we play to win?
Yeah,
of course we play to win.
it's entertainment,
How
though.
do you think that they won in '71?
That's a long time ago. I'm talking about now, today, like
We didn't
today.
win it.
When you play today, isn't it like wrestling where you guys know the outcome of the game before the game?
It's far from wrestling.
You
first
guys-
and foremost.
You guys are playing. No, it's entertainment. It's entertainment.
It is.
And
It
it's
is. But in order to entertain, we got to run the score up. Like basketball has to be played, you know, because you can't force the ball into the goal.
No,
you
but
know
if they're
what I
playing
mean?
too hard, if the other team's playing you too hard,
then we
do
play
you-
harder.
You
We
don't
pick
whisper
it
them
up.
and say, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Oh,
Like, they've
okay.
went- no,
You don't
no
say
way.
anything to the other
No
guy. Say,
way.
"Come on, stop."
And they're not owned by the Globetrotters. They're their own separate organization. I bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know
Sure.
that. So I always thought because it was always all right. When I was a kid growing up, the white guys that you guys always played, it was always an all white team. They always looked goofy. Like they always looked a little spast. They never looked as good as the Globetrotters. You know what I mean? Like they would try and defend you, but when you would take the ball and put it behind your head, he was always
You're like,
the white guy always looked stupid. I always thought you guys were racist
Maybe-
because it was so you made us look so bad.
Maybe
That's
they
just
didn't.
by nature.
Okay, maybe they didn't do their push-ups and sit-ups at night before, like the Trotters did.
Exactly.
I mean, like they'd have black socks. Like they would look like athletes. They always look like the kids who couldn't play basketball. Oh, we have a question. Go ahead. What is the question, Scott?
I read in an article in Maxim, a Washington Generals player was quoted as saying that they had to kind of dog it for the first half, and then come the second half, they were allowed to really play as hard as they could. Any truth to that?
How about that? Is that
I've
true?
never heard that in my
Never
life.
heard it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
To
I
kind
mean,
of fake it in the beginning and then
But
like
see, look,
deliver it.
If it was rigged like that, then,
Right.
then the score we would win. Okay, let's say if it's rigged, okay, we would win by 5 points every single night. Well, there's sometimes we win by 10. There's sometimes we win by 20. There's sometimes we win by 1. So those guys are playing.
exactly.
Because the reason why I'm asking this, because when I got up there to spin the ball before, because I can spin a ball, you said to me, "Don't spin it too long. If you look bad, we'll kick your ass." So that's why I was wondering.
He put
Yeah,
words.
yeah, right.
And then Chauncey woke up.
When you said to me, "I don't want you looking too good," I thought that it was
Yeah.
scary.
It is.
No, I if
I was
if
afraid.
you really listen, I said you got the same barber as Curly Neal.
That's what he said.
You got to listen closely.
We always need to be aware of Chauncey's
Wait,
skills.
What is?
No, and then I did tell him. I'll be honest. When I was like, okay, he took off his hat. Now everybody can see me.
Because the light
Oh,
reflected.
because now
the
we can
light
see.
reflected off my dome.
The soft light. Though.
Yes,
It was
yes.
soft.
That's why I got up.
Yeah.
Gave some
We
illumination.
needed some light adjustments, and I saw that,
Yeah,
so I
you
came in
know.
to save the day.
There you go.
I'm a team.
We-
Call
we-
this a team player.
We appreciate you.
He
A
is.
team player.
See?
Cooperate.
Tell me about the 4-point shot. What is a 4-point
Okay.
shot?
The 4-point shot is actually, well, we're innovators of the game. We came up with the behind the back pass. Everything you see in the NBA now, the
Yeah.
Globetrotters been doing that for years. Well, why not revolutionize the game again with the 4-point shot? It's 35 feet away from the rim and it's 12 feet away from the NBA 3-point line.
Oh.
And there's 4 circles close to midcourt, 2 on each side of half, so the Washington Generals get to shoot them too, just in case you were wondering. And they're only activated in the last 3 minutes of each quarter.
You know, that would be great.
Oh, we
for the
said that at
NBA.
the same time.
Wow,
That- we
unison,
did. That was pretty
unity.
That would be great for the NBA, wouldn't it?
UNITY.
What do you think about a 4-point shot in the NBA? That would be kind of cool.
In the last 3 minutes of
Yeah,
each quarter?
yeah.
Man.
Because the players are so good today. They're so good that you got to do something. Either they got to make the rim higher, right? Don't you agree? The rim's got to be made a little higher. It's getting to the point where, you know, it's ridiculous.
I don't know. You know what? I always say this. You know, what if a team lost by 4? Then they would think about, wow, the 4-point shot would be
Yeah, you know,
You never know. You never
Yeah.
know. But we hoping it could take on other sports too as well. You know, football could be a 4-point play in football or baseball.
I think
you
they
never
should.
know.
I think
You never
it'd be
know.
more fun. In the NBA, I'd love to get you guys' thoughts. The game has changed so much over the years.
Oh, sure.
Changed from when I was a kid. Is it too much offense today? Is the game? Some people don't like the way it's played today. What do you guys think?
Well, I think, you know, people want to be entertained, and sometimes, and it's not the players, because the players are actually getting paid by somebody. You know what I mean? People talk about how these NBA players and other professional athletes make all this money.
Right.
Well, imagine how much money the people that are paying them making.
Sure.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you can pay somebody $90 million in 8 years, 8 years,
Right.
and imagine how much you're making. So, the players are not changing the rules.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not hiring the referees.
Right.
So they're just adjusting with the times.
Right.
So I don't think it has anything to do with the players. And if they're offensively skilled, I think, you know, it's because they've worked at it, but the defense gets overlooked because there's a lot of guys who are great offensive players like Dwayne Wade,
Right.
but he plays great defense as well. But nobody looks at that because everybody wants to be entertained. And entertainment, you know, people don't consider defense entertainment. Like Dennis Rodman, entertained with defense.
Sure.
Right.
I mean, he'd get 28 rebounds and only have 2 points. But then nobody told him that he was a horrible offensive player because he
Right.
played such great defense. They were entertained by his hustle.
Yeah.
So, you know, it all depends on the person. But the players, they evolve with the game because they don't get to make the rules. They just play the game.
Exactly.
Are you shocked that the Miami Heat are not better than what everybody thought they were going to be? I mean, that was supposed to be the dream team, right? That was supposed to
Well-
be the team that nobody could beat.
Well, we're ball players. So
Yeah.
with that being said, you know that, you know, they're not going to gel together right away. So of course you know, I kind of knew it was going to happen, but then now they're starting to play better because now they're starting to learn each other. But if you look at the teams in the past that have won championships, it wasn't just Bird on the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
You know, he had 3-4 other guys. It wasn't just Magic with the Lakers. You know, he had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and several. So I don't understand what the big.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I didn't
with
cut you
Jordan,
off.
go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't
A
mean to
team.
cut you, but Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Look how it took them to get to the championship. I mean, they was
Right.
getting beat by the Pistons.
But they had
You know what I
their
mean?
Dennis Rodman though too.
Yeah.
When they got Dennis Rodman, then that's a big 3 right
So you
there.
think we expected too much?
Exactly.
Of course.
People
Of
think just
course.
because those 3 guys
Right.
got together, they expected a lot. But those 3 guys,
Dream team.
Yeah, those 3 guys are, you know, they put together a team. I mean, the Celtics, of course, you know, they
Right.
got a great team.
Right.
But Garnett, you know, Paul Pierce.
Look how
and,
long they've been together, though.
Yeah, they played together for so long, but I don't think they won that
But
first
you
year.
know what it reminds me of? The
together.
Yankees. Same thing. When you get these teams that have that much money, that gets these superstars to play together, to me it always means disaster because you can't have that many stars on a team, if you ask me. And wasn't it the Olympics where they had the best of the best and they were getting
Yeah.
beat? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
you get too many all-stars on a team, and I don't think that necessarily means it's going to be a win for that team.
Definitely.
I
You're
think
right.
a lot of times it
But-
works the other way.
Except
But
for
when
the
the
dream team.
when the U.S. lost in the Olympics, it was because those other teams have been playing together for years
Right.
and years and years. See, with the Dream Team, as far as the original Dream Team, you know,
Right.
those guys were playing against guys that the Europeans were putting teams together just like the U.S. were putting teams together.
Right.
Well, you know, now in present time, these European teams have been playing together for a number of years, and so they don't just put the best of the best together like
Right.
we do here. You know
It's
what I
actually
mean?
kind of a family that's cultivated a
Boom.
style
Yeah.
together.
Exactly.
Who is better, Michael Jordan, Kobe,
Michael Jordan.
LeBron?
Michael Jordan.
Michael,
Had to
there's
come on.
no name I can name that
He
would
set
be
it
better than
off.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Really?
Hands down. I give
He
nine-
blazed the trail.
Kobe's not as good as Michael Jordan, in your opinion.
No. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's the closest thing that the
better than LeBron. Kobe's better than LeBron.
He's the closest. Kobe Bryant is the closest thing to Michael, but he'll never be Michael Jordan. Now LeBron is tough, but he has to win championships first. I believe.
You think Michael Jordan would have the same career if he was playing today that he had when he played for Chicago?
Well, it depends on who's on his team.
Yeah, because it just ain't him.
Yeah, depends.
That's what I'm saying. Would Michael Jordan be Michael Jordan if there wasn't Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen and these other players? I mean, did he become Michael Jordan because he was lucky to be on that team? If he wasn't, say he got stuck on the Nets back. Nets were the worst team in the
he'd be a
world.
prolific scorer for sure.
I mean,
but you can't.
Because his skill was phenomenal.
I mean,
so
look at his
like
rookie year. I mean, look
He
all
definitely-
look all the years he did without Scotty there. I mean, he was killing. You know, what I mean, he was doing this thing but he can't do it by himself. He's Michael Jordan, but he can't do it by himself.
It takes 5 guys. Yeah,
it's a group effort.
We went and visited a school and we talked to the kids about cooperation. We have 3 community outreach programs. Let me get this in here real quick.
Absolutely.
So they can love me some more. Okay. We have our spin program, which means some playtime is necessary, and that's to encourage kids to stay physically active each and every day.
60 minutes a day, they say, right, for a kid?
Yep.
Which is insane to me. I just saw a commercial the other day. 60 minutes a day for a kid. Do you realize how little I do each day? You couldn't, in your wildest dreams, imagine how little I move each day. I get up in the morning, and I go to my car, which is about 15 feet from my doorstep. I drive to my office. I walk another 10 feet to my desk.
That's a lot.
And I sit there. Then I do it back going home. So at the end of the day,
you need to spin
I walk about 30 steps each day. And all the other time, I'm either laying down or sitting down.
So what you was doing there, you was tired then.
That was like a marathon.
He really worked
you think I'm
there.
joking? When we were spinning up all my head,
That was a
I just
triathlon.
ran the Boston Marathon. I still can't catch my breath. I'm still trying to get air.
Yeah, that was like major.
Wow.
You can't even imagine how little I do.
Wow.
I haven't had a vegetable in 15 years. I haven't had a
Somebody
vegetable
bring this man
in
some broccoli.
15 years.
Is
Nothing
there some
green.
asparagus here?
The only thing
Some
green into my
asparagus?
body was a booger. I'm telling you, I have never
Greens are fine.
enjoyed eating vegetables.
So nasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so go ahead. What were you saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Now that you know
So-
about Chauncey and his boogers, you were saying.
So back
Right.
to the children.
Yes. Back
So-
to the children.
Those are the children.
The
Yeah.
children. Who
We have
also,
the-
by the way, eat their boogers. So let's not kid ourselves.
That is true.
Let's not joke around about that. That's
Okay.
serious.
Well,
no, we have our spin program,
Yes.
and we encourage kids to stay physically active
Yeah.
to fight childhood obesity.
Right.
Then we have our Smile
A lot
Patrol,
of
in
fat
which
Americans.
we visit the hospitals. We went to a hospital as well, and we talk to the kids
Sick
and try to
kids.
get them to smile as much as possible, despite what they're in the hospital for. And that's what the Smile Patrol is all about. It was only, I think, one kid out of all the kids we visited that didn't smile, but I
Oh.
think because she was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
But other than that, 99% of the kids
I
we
couldn't
made
do
them
that.
smile.
See, that's where I give you guys credit. I couldn't. I don't care how good of an athlete I was and how rich and famous. I can't
You're just
be
not a
that.
good person.
I know. I can't be that guy to go into a hospital. It's too upsetting for me. I mean,
It's not for
I couldn't
everybody.
do it. I couldn't.
Yeah,
The New York Mets. They recently got a lot of criticism because a lot of the players wouldn't. They do a thing like that where they go to the hospitals for the kids, and a lot of players stop doing it. They just can't do it. It bums you out too much.
Yeah.
What's
well,
worse than that?
I mean, you do think about it, but when we get in there and we see those kids, we just
Yeah.
want to make them smile. We try to get to the kids who can't make it to us.
Right, right.
We know those kids are not going to come to the games or whatever. It's not all about selling tickets.
Yeah.
But you see some of them, and what's gratifying about it is when we're getting ready to leave. Even when we did it today, when we're getting ready to leave, the lady comes up to us and says, "Hey, such and such hasn't smiled in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, thank you guys."
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She said
yeah.
today.
Yeah,
She said
exactly.
that
I
today.
wonder
So-
if you cured anybody. I wonder if your presence ever was enough to get a kid better. You know what I mean? Like
If-
they say that a lot of illnesses can be cured.
By positive energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's such a
That's
thrill
what we
for a kid,
preach.
you imagine
That's
that?
what we preach.
You know what? I
That's
hope
tremendous.
so. I hope so. Like when we visit our school, we visit over 150 hospitals and then over 200 schools a season. Well, when we visit these schools, we have our character education program called CHEER. It's cooperation, healthy mind and body, effort, enthusiasm, responsibility.
Right.
But when we go to these schools, we're not we're trying to get through to all of them as much as we can. But if we've only touched 3 kids while we were there, then we've done our job for the day, because those 3 kids are going to be our little messengers. And like, that's how we feel at the hospitals as well. You know.
You know what the bad thing is about being a Globetrotter? You really can't have fun when you're on the road. Like, you look at the NBA players; they go to the strip clubs, they do all the wild things.
What?
You can't when you're a Globetrotter. Can't do any. You can't be seen. You can't do anything like that.
That's not the only kind of fun you can have, though. So
come on, that's the only good kind of fun.
You said we can't have fun.
The only fun I know is tits and ass.
What can you do when you guys are on the road to these great places? You know, you're all over the world. What can you really do? I mean, you gotta.
What do you do about? Are there any groupie types? Any? Any youngins?
Groupies are murdered. Like, groupies are ushered out the back door. You can't have groupies. Globetrotter, no, the word Globetrotter and groupie does not even go together.
When you travel the world, you already, you know, we get on the internet, we try to learn the laws. We don't want to disrespect anybody. So, you know, you don't, you know, look around for trouble in the first place, because it's a completely different country. We've been to places that people probably will never go to.
They'll cut your hand off if you do something wrong.
You never know where you are. You know, laws are different. I mean, Singapore was the cleanest place I've ever been in my life.
You drop a piece of paper in Singapore and watch what happens.
We can't chew gum.
Yeah, they stopped me at the airport and took my gum.
They'll whip you. They'll literally tie you up to a post and whip. Didn't that one kid get caned? They caned
that was
people in Singapore.
During Clinton's administration. Yeah, he was a tagger in Singapore. And I had been there a couple of years prior to that, and at the airport they stopped me. There's a guy with like an AK-47. He stops me,
for gum,
does this, and tells me, "Give me your gum."
Yep. It's the cleanest place you ever want to be.
They don't want to see gum under the tables.
You can't jaywalk, things like that. But so you kind of, you know, you kind of, you're hesitant a little bit,
right?
You know, but you still get to go see sites, and you know, some of us are historians. There's a lot of cool guys on the team, and you want to take pictures at the coolest places. You know what I mean, and just to show people where you've been, or just to have it for yourself.
Here's a tough question: ever have a guy in a team that just didn't work out? He wasn't Globetrotter material, not as a person, as a player. He just couldn't learn to spin he couldn't spin a ball in a spin game. He couldn't.
I mean, it's been 85 years. I'm pretty sure that's happened.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen it where a guy couldn't cut it? Like,
where they're like, "We thought you were material, but
you know what?"
Well, we used to, you know, we're under new ownership now, but when I first got to the team, you know, it used to be guys in and out, and it wasn't because they weren't cutting it. It was because, you know, they can do everything that was required of them, but our schedule is tremendous. I mean, we got. We're going to play a little over 400 games this year, but from December 26th to mid-May, we're going to play 220 cities, 16 Canadian cities, and that's just from December 26th to mid-May.
All right, I'm not saying this to be funny, but with that kind of schedule, how bad is it if, let's just say, you happen to sprain an ankle and you need 2 weeks off? I mean, anything can happen during a game, and you can hurt yourself. You can pull a hamstring.
Then you get 2 weeks off.
So there you go. If it gets to be too much, you pull a hamstring, right? You limp off the court.
Not at all.
Oh, come on.
You can't. You know, with the trainers these days, you can't fake it.
You can't fake it?
No, you can't.
You can't. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my
like,
back.
you want a break?
Fake it to get some rest.
Yeah. But see, no, we got medical, dental, vision. You know, we got great insurance too. You know,
they take care of you guys. Do you guys get like massages around the clock? Like, if you want a massage, if you're a Globetrotter,
for like a little Asian lady.
No, I'm talking about a normal massage.
Oh, okay.
You're in your room.
I knew she's gonna go there.
Yeah.
What other kind of massage is there?
I can't control it. I can't control it.
We have trainers like take care of us like on the road.
Guys or girls?
Guys.
No. See, I would never let a guy.
You want to be a trotter now, don't you?
But we had, you know, you have guy trainers in college, guy trainers.
You let a guy massage you?
Yeah, of course.
That's the way it is.
Of course. No, I mean, that's very gay.
These are they're specifically for sports.
Right.
So you don't want anybody just to give you a massage and they don't know what they're doing. So you got to make sure if you have like a deep thigh contusion.
It would be in my contract. It would be in my contract. No male hand. No male hand will ever touch my body.
No, a big 6'7" black man, dingo man, will be rubbing you, Chauncey.
You don't think that in the NBA there are players that refuse to let a man massage them?
I doubt it.
If they're professionals, then they know what they're doing.
They would never put anything like
professionals. You know what they're
doing.
Exactly.
Every time I go to get a massage and I see a man and he goes, me. He goes, me. I walk out. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. No, I'm going to go. There's no way. You're going to lay on a table and let a man rub your butt?
But he has strong hands though and has a firm grip, Chauncey.
No. Because God forbid, what? Again, I'm not joking. But what happens if a man is rubbing your hamstring, and you start to like it too much?
See, what kind of question is that?
What do you do?
What do you do? Yeah. What do you think you do? What is your instinct? What is your mind
I beat him up.
there?
I have to beat him up because I would be so worried about my own sexuality that I would attack him.
Well, that's why you don't play then. You don't play.
That's the only thing keeping me out of sports.
Concerned about
That's why
that.
you're not on TV. That's why you stay on the radio.
The only
They
thing
only
keeping
hear
me out
your
of
voice.
the only thing keeping me out of professional sports is that it wasn't my talent or ability. It was the fact that I couldn't let a man massage me.
Well, you just
I
got,
could have been in the Hall of Fame.
you just got tired handling the basketball.
Yeah.
over there.
So I'm out of shape right now, but I could have been in the Hall of Fame.
The truth is, he just didn't want a man massaging his ass cheeks. Is that it?
I was afraid I'd get a thigh injury and a man would have to massage me.
And he picked the gluteus maximus.
3
for his-
community outreach programs, by the way.
There are support groups.
Globetrotters are
I'm not,
ambassadors
it's so
of
funny. I'm not even
goodwill.
kidding. I always thought they wouldn't let. I thought a woman would always do that. I just
My
assumed.
father was a boxer,
Yeah.
World War II, and men would massage him. My Italian father, World War II vet, men would massage
Your
him.
dad was in World War II?
Yes.
How old is your father?
Well, he's gone now, but Papa was 88.
What was he, 90 when he had you?
He was 88 when he passed away and like 50 something when he had me.
That's amazing.
Okay, so 6
But
games
men
from
would
the
massage
18th
him.
through the 21st. We spending too much time on this.
I'm sorry.
You know,
But he did get
Madison Square
massaged by
Garden,
men and had
Nassau
no problem with it.
Coliseum,
Right here.
Izod.
That's what it was right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get any Big Apple. I'm in the Big Apple, and I didn't get any Big Apple.
let them do their.
Here we
let
go.
Them do the plug.
Hey, here's a schedule for those of you who
Go
want to
ahead.
come see the
Go
Globetrotters
ahead.
play. And we get taken care of. They
Yes.
do a great job taking care of the Globetrotters. February 18th, Madison Square Garden at 7 p.m.
Right.
Saturday, February 19th, Izod Center at 1
Right.
p.m. And that same day at Madison Square Garden at 7:30 p.m. Then Sunday at Nassau Coliseum, 2 games at Nassau on that Sunday
man.
Right.
at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. And then Monday, February 21st at Izod Center,
times the
1
fun.
p.m. on President's Day.
And where can they get tickets?
They can go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com or tickets are available at Ticketmaster.
Of course.
Each area box office are called 1-800-745-3000.
You did that good.
You know what?
I could have done that. That's pretty good.
Nah, you
Love
were
coming
fumbling
up,
too
love
much.
Yeah, I was
song.
fumbling too much. I couldn't get through that. Now I'm embarrassed. Listen, I want to thank you guys coming in.
No problem.
What
You
an
were
honor.
fun. You're fun.
Uh-huh.
You're good sports. I know this is not normally what you do, but you did great here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank
You
you,
did.
so
I'm,
much.
I'm from Phoenix, baby.
Hell yeah,
Phoenix and
Maryville.
No, seriously, guys, I really appreciate it.
No problem.
I wish you the very best.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Appreciate it.
It's an honor for me because I grew up with
Right.
you guys. It's an honor for you.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw you guys, or one of your like ancestors, like went and rescued Gilligan's Island, right? They tried to help them off the island.
Simpsons, the
Yes.
Simpsons.
They played against robots.
Futurama.
Scooby Doo. Someone who mentioned
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Buckets and Scoot, everybody.
Okay, I remember.
Of course, I want to thank the Club
The
Sapphire.
original
I want
Harlem
to thank my
Globetrotters.
producer, Shauna Thompson, Scott, the engineer,
Woo.
my co-host, my beautiful
Shauna.
co-host, Angie McIntyre,
All right.
and
And
what else?
Scott and getting his Christian Bale on.
Scott, yeah,
Oh,
Scott.
Scott.
The problem with Scott is he's a former police officer in New York, and he never got over it. Like he's traumatized.
Yeah,
he's on
still,
disability.
He's still on.
He still thinks he's a cop. He always thinks he's a cop.
like he frisks
All
us every
the
time we
time.
come in and out.
He's a scary dude.
Shauna,
scared me
right?
earlier, like,
Well, I
oh,
frisk
my-
you for no
not you
reason,
guys.
Yells
so I
us-
can feel your
he
titties.
doesn't care who you are. You could be Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. He would sit there and yell at you. He doesn't care who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
He's yelling at it again. Oh, she's gonna start yelling at us
Hi,
again.
Ma. Hi, Paul.
Publicist, are you happy?
Hey, Ma.
I want because the whole show I'm watching you from here, and you never smiled
She's
once.
like,
I'm looking at you
"Boo."
thinking, how do I get them out of here?
Mm-hmm.
How do I do this? This is a mistake. We never should have came. You're okay? All right. All right, cool. All right, everybody. Well,
Jelly.
we'll be back next Wednesday. Thank you all. Thanks to Home Globetrotters. Look at this.
Me.
Going out.
Take you out with a
make
spin.
sure-
Let's hear the music. Here we go.
There you go.
Stepping out of the tabloids.
Everybody. Good
Thank
job.
you very much.
Good
Thanks for
job.
having
Good
us,
job. Buckets, everybody. Buckets.
Yes, sir.
That was great. Thank you.